Right, guys, welcome back to the WeMaxit YouTube channel. I'm your host, JD. If you're new, please do smash that like button, share, and definitely subscribe. And if you're an avid member of the channel, massive respect to you a lot. And how to become a member, click the join button. Anyways, I'm here with my co-host, Mr. Africans, and we are going to be talking World Cup ladies football. Always fun to
Hey,
have Africans here. How you doing, man?
I've been up since 3 a.m. watching nothing but football, JD. I woke up this morning saying, let me catch the New Zealand matchup, and then what, I'll go do some work for the Australian match, and then the Australian game started. I like this coverage. Let me watch this. So then I did that, and now I have another 8 hours, another 10 hours until Canada Nigeria this afternoon, evening for me. So I don't know when I'm gonna sleep. I am running off of vibes and fumes, and I'm energized. So let's go, JD. Let's go.
And I got to say, the Australian games, timings,
Mm,
it's all for almost everyone, which you
mhm.
totally expect it because tonight I'm gonna stay up. It's gonna be 4:30. The game will start for me, so I will go to bed and then wake up earlier just to go through the game itself. But we got to do it. All right. So we have Nigeria versus Canada coming up. We had some games played, and we have Haiti and Jamaica closer to the time. We'll look at it if we change our predictions because I've made a few prediction videos.
You have,
I don't see
you
a
have.
lot of you guys on it. I am going to complete all of my rest of my groups tomorrow, so don't worry yourself.
Yes.
All right, let me give as much people bless up. We saw Lord for a reason, massive respect. They said Women's World Cup gonna be mad exciting. I totally agree with it. Omar Fowling says, will any of the U20 girls for Nigeria feature in the senior team? If yes, we are going to go through it. All right. So Selim said, Demi Hen. All right. So Habib answered him already. South Cry and Jason Guna. Thanks very much, all of you guys, for being here. Massive respect to you lot. All right, so Africans, let me bring up the games that played so we can educate the
Yes.
people on what happened before. All right, because that is the best way to start. All right, so let me bring that up on the
Indeed,
screen
indeed.
for you guys. All right, so we had the first game, which is New Zealand, one of the hosts, versus Norway. Coming into this one, oh, you looked at it.
I think coming into it, you felt as if yes, New Zealand's the host, but Norway is probably maybe on paper the better team. They have the better players, good strikers, good players out wide, playing for clubs. So you figured maybe this is a game that it not to say that they were going to be the Qatar, but like maybe they're a host country that hangs into it, but then maybe loses at the end. What I didn't anticipate was Norway looking good for 10 minutes, and then New Zealand unlocking the advantages of playing at home, called we will negate one of your things, which apparently was the midfield in this matchup. Norway's midfield, after about 10 minutes, was non existent. And it was just New Zealand was running through it, walking through it, passing through it. They stopped by, they waved through it. There was nothing in the midfield, and that just left them very open. And when Norway started to compensate for that, then that left the flanks open. And it was very interesting watching New Zealand do the exact same thing, getting the ball out to the flanks, going out wide, sending balls in, and Norway, up until maybe the 85th minute, saying, no, we'll give you that. I feel like after 3 or 4 times, you'd say that's a us, but it just felt that once that door was unlocked, nothing was going to be stopped. It wasn't going to be closed. And you saw that where eventually New Zealand kept knocking, and the Ferns finally put one away, got their goal going ahead. Hannah Wilkinson, courtesy in the 48th minute.
I do agree with you. I do agree with you. Coming into this one, remember we had said that we thought that New Zealand would have struggled, even though the competition is there. We still believe that they're going to struggle because I do believe that they have Wilkinson is a very good striker, very good striker. We saw her against Nigeria, she gave Nigeria all sorts of problem. But we always thought that the creativity to get to her will be a problem, and sometimes they could be predictable going long,
Mm-hmm.
right? Well, today they came out with something different. They came out with a variety of plays, and it was shocking because I don't even think that Norway thought that they could have done something different because that's
Yeah.
how they played in the majority of the games. And they shocked Norway, and Norway couldn't recover. Wilkinson was a problem. She is too big and strong. So she get, once she got around that back line, it's a problem for people. So New Zealand puts themselves in a good position to
Mm.
go through. Period. So what
Yeah.
are you changing your mind on this group?
Considering the fact that many people saw New Zealand as maybe the third best team in the group, the fact they start off with 3 points, that opens the door for them to have. Because outside of Norway, you could have argued Norway was the best team in this group. So then, if that's the case, you just beat, in theory, the best team in the group. Yes, Switzerland is still there. Yes, the Philippines are still there. But New Zealand is in prime seats to just do. They could top their group, and it's not a surprise anymore based off of the performance they just put up. They could legitimately top the group, and this now makes me wonder. I think Norway will respond, but now they're chasing, and then now they have to play differently. They don't have at least come if they came away with 1 point.
Just
I
finish,
feel yeah, yeah, no
finish it,
problem.
finish
Yeah,
it.
I feel
Go.
that eventually, if they didn't get that, if they got at least 1 point, they would have been fine. But now that they have zero, they need to get results in the next matchups, and if not, then they're in a very precarious spot. But I think Norway should be fine. But I think New Zealand's in prime position to really get out of the group and top the group here.
And this is what I have to say to you guys. It's the World Cup. Everything
Mm,
goes out the window. Teams just come up and turn up once they get the first vibe. It's a Bill of Vibes tournament with quality. Don't get me wrong,
mhm.
because you have to have quality. But all of these teams has qualities in them. You get me? It's just the right mood, and the turn. Once something work for them, they ride off that. And I think, as what I've said in my prediction, I think in Nigeria, New Zealand will use that to ride that wave, and they're going to get through, being that they're at home. Greetings,
Yeah,
David. 247 guys, as you come in, please do hit the like button. Remember, this show is 2 hours, then we have to get some sleep, then we have to return because the timing is ridiculous. All
mhm.
right. Joan, how you doing, man? Thanks for being here. Chuck Stark Football said, oh, can I watch the game? We are going to produce that for you at an easier way soon. Normally, we get it on our screens and then we screen it in the Discord. I'm just trying to find a reliable source where I can watch it from and then screen it to you in the Discord, because they have changed a few things. Obviously, they want more money and stuff. Yes. All right. Shola, my brother, massive, massive respect. All right. Drew Russ, thanks for being here. Danica says New Zealand shocked me. Really? Well, I knew that they were a good team, but I never expected them to not just, like, if they were going to win the game, they would have won it like soft. Like
Yeah,
like a one goal, and they look like they're sitting back and stuff. This wasn't that type of game. They are the
hmm
ones leading the game and should have rightfully won the game outright. Aside from
indeed.
the big save came from their keeper. Um, Norway struggled to really put them under that pressure to make them break. And that is good because that shows case that their defensive line was solid.
Indeed, indeed. It also shows just a bit for Norway, just to go on them. They didn't adjust, and I think that was something that you see all the players there. But again, once that key was unlocked and that door was open, you didn't see anyone put a chair there. You didn't see anyone push back on it. It was just as if, oh, they're going to do this. Hey, no, this is really hurting me. You need to stop. You need to adjust somewhere, and then the adjustments they come. I hope they come in the next game. They're not in terrible shape, but now, like, if they draw this next matchup that they have, that puts them under immense pressure to get out of the group moving
Oh,
forward.
that's why you can't predict this World Cup. I'm telling you. Norway coming like PSG, have a bunch of star ballers, but don't have a team. Okay, Jerome
Mm.
said it's a shocker. I'm telling you, guys. Anyone tells me that their team is going to go through, I am not fighting against them, because World Cup have a way to prove. So if you come here and tell me that Jamaica will top the group,
Mhm.
I am not gonna push back on you, people. I am not gonna push back on you, even though I think it might not be possible. I am still going to listen to you, you know? Yes. All right. Charles says, greetings. When is Nigeria? Nigeria is going to come later. So what you could do for me, Charles, just look for, I'm going to make a stream after this, which is 1 hour before the game starts. Because we have to do our build up and everything. So I'm
Yeah.
3:30. I'm going to start tonight. So it's going to be around that time. All right. It will calculate in your time wherever you are in the world. All right. Yes, and we will find where
Mm.
it's playing and everything for you. I wonder who bet on that game. That's
Everyone in
oh
New Zealand bet on that game, JD.
oh
Everyone
my
in New
god.
Zealand bet on that game.
We have. Let me just go to the next game because I already heard people. That's Nigeria will trash Canada. Oh Lord, let me show respect to the big teams. All right, let me go to this one. Australia started off strong in one of the groups of death. We have to clearly say that now because
Oh, this.
Ireland looks good, Australia looks good, Canada is a good team, which we know that personally from our region and from
Mm.
Africans as well, because Africans would not be happy if we said otherwise. And then we have the
True.
big bad Nigeria to come in
Yes.
this group. This is a tough group. All right. So
And
Africans, go ahead.
I think the story with this group is that Sam Kerr is out for the first two games. She's not here, wasn't here for this Ireland game, and she's not going to be there for the Nigeria game, which
Mm-hmm.
means if I'm Nigeria, you can't drop points. Worst case scenario, you have 2 points. That has to be your worst case scenario. You draw against Canada and then you draw against Australia. You have to go into those games thinking that, and then you take your chances against Ireland because no Sam Kerr, like you saw, Australia is a team that will play direct. Like Australia is a team that, for the most part, they aren't the team that's going to possess the ball and try to break you down passing. They are more comfortable sitting back, getting the ball, maybe soaking in some pressure, and then going direct, bypassing their midfield. They had to use their midfield today. And in many ways, though they played well, Ireland is that team that's going to make you earn everything. I think at a different point, essentially, Katie McCabe looked like, if you know, remember JD, you know the meme with Dennis Rodman and Karl Malone with their legs tangled all the time and going up and down the court. That's what, and going up and down the side with McCabe. That's what it looks like. This Ireland team will fight you. They have the fighting spirit. They do have the ability. Let's not downgrade it. This isn't just a team that's going to beat you with heart. They have great skilled players, but they have no issues playing a game that's going to be hack your knee here, clip your foot here, slow you down, and get behind. They are probably one of the better defensive teams here. But it just shows when you're missing arguably the best player in the world, if not the best striker in the world, when you're just used to playing through them, they just bypass the midfield. They have to play through that, and they struggled, and Ireland made it tough for them. They got the penalty, and as much as the possessions number looked like that, from about the penalty going in, it felt like it was a little bit mixed. And by the last 20 minutes, it was just it was a corner set piece training drill for Ireland. They were taking corners and set pieces. Australia was defending, and it kept on going back and forth. Group B opens up with no Sam Kerr in the group because Australia doesn't look. I mean, Australia came into this looking amazing, getting results against France. Interesting results that they beat England, but then lost to Scotland, which kind of shows some of their struggles with defensive teams. But with no Sam Kerr, the group is a little bit more open. And everyone looking there says, okay, if we don't drop points, we can be by the last day. Canada's playing Australia last game. That's when Sam should be back. Let them fight for that. If you're Nigeria, like I said, get a draw versus Canada. Get a draw versus Australia. And then it's you and Ireland to wrap it up.
All
This
right.
group
So
is open.
all right. You know what? Let me just move to the next part then. So
Mm.
Nigeria, Canada. You have both teams. How you look at their squads, and then what you expect from this game. Let me just take a few comments first. So, and guys,
Mhm.
once you come in, please do it like button, man. Come on, I don't like the fact that we have to always beg you for liking the videos
Mm.
because liking the videos help the visibility. People won't come here if the video haven't been liked. All right. Um, So that is how Nigeria will trash Canada tomorrow. God damn. Can't underestimate home field advantage. All right. So you're not giving little team hope. You're just saying that it's the home field advantage. Okay. Yo, what's up, JD? I am still angry with Ken win because Trinidad didn't qualify, but I hope 80 beat Canada. Oh God. All right. New
How
Zealand give Jamaica a little hope. And
we're not in
Dorsey,
your group. We're not in their group. What am I catching strays for? We're not in their group.
I don't know
Oh.
what's up with them. Dorsey said Group A is the weakest group. Yes, I think a lot of teams will complain dropping out of this tournament and saying that they could have won Group A. Yeah, that is 100% true. Martin, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. JD, I hope Nigeria beat Canada. Josh, oh my God. All right, so let me move on now. So Canada, Nigeria. All right, Canada,
Yes.
Nigeria. I'm gonna try and pull this up right here on Saka Sofa, so we can get the odds from what people saying. But Africans, give your take as to what you think will happen in this game. You get me? What you
I
think?
it's interesting because if you look at the two friendlies they played at the beginning of last year, right? Canada won 2-0. Nigeria didn't have most of their team for that game,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's 2-0 versus what they could get there. So I don't really put too much value to that 2-0 win. The 2-2 draw later, Canada rotated most of their players, and Nigeria had more of a solid squad. You still have players that were missing, but that's what it looked like. Right now, if I look at it, look, Oshala is there. So, like, you can't discount that. The question for me for Canada is I think the thing they've been missing for their friendlies leading up to the World Cup has been
Mm-hmm.
pace. They've missed Deanne Rose. They've missed Nichelle Prince. They've missed that out wide. And the problem that sometimes you have is Priestman likes to play sometimes her best team, but not her best 11. And what I mean by that is she'll put all her best players that she can onto the pitch, but that's not necessarily putting them in their best positions to succeed. A prime example I would say is like a player like Chloe Lacasse is a striker at Benfica where she plays, but for Canada, she plays out wide. But that means now when she's attacking, striker instincts take over, which is if you're out wide, cut inside, get a shut off. That doesn't really maintain your width, the pace for your midfielders who are coming in, maybe a secondary run coming from a striker who dropped off to hold up the play and then come back. It keeps it a little bit crowded. It'll be interesting to see, I think, from a Canadian perspective, what the starting 11 looks like. I have a feeling it's going to be a 4-4-2 diamond. With Heidemann, Leon up top, and then underneath them, Sinclair, which personally I wouldn't start Sinclair. I would have Sinclair come in the second half and just be that calming presence depending on how the game is going. But I wonder how much they get out wide from their wide players. And if they have good solid pace there, I think they can cause a lot of trouble with a lot of teams in this group, save for the team they're playing, because I think pace for pace, Nigeria can match Canada. But I think the key for in that type of matchup is our question coming in is Fleming had a bit of a knock, but the coach says she should be able to play. And I think that's the motor for this team. I think if you have a healthy Jessie Fleming, I think Canada more likely than not wins that game. But depending on the matchups goes in. But I think for Canada, it's the players coming back from injury. Prince, Rose, Fleming in that sense. If those players can come in and give the shift that we expect them to give, I think it sides more to Canada winning versus Nigeria winning. Because I think of the two teams, Nigeria may sit back and play. I think it'd be interesting if Nigeria decided just to play them straight up and say, look, we'll control. We have the players. You have the players. Let's play. I think if they do that, they have a good chance of having a nice game. You know, maybe it ends like 4-2, maybe it ends 4-3, something
Four
like that.
three
Where
to who? You need to say it with a chest when you're
JD,
talking.
JD.
Let people let me. Okay, 4-2, 4-3 to Canada. People.
I think if they play straight up, that's how the game ends. But I think their
Okay,
coach
okay,
might sit back.
you never wanted me to butt in. All right, people, let me explain this to you. I saw Nigeria play the United States, and they decided that they're gonna go toe to toe with United States,
Yeah.
and Canada have not played United States that way.
No, they don't.
So, and I saw Nigeria completely shut down New Zealand. Obviously, we all agree that New Zealand is they are in the weakest group. Yes. I think this game between Canada and Nigeria will be astronomically tougher than what Africans saying. And
I don't.
this 9-1 odds of Nigeria winning this game, I think it's way lower than that. I think it's more 2-1. I think at this point the goal threats for Nigeria is more on their side because Chris Sinclair, yes, that's good. Leon Tick, you understand me? Yes, quality player. Yes, man, quality player. And Idima, you don't know what you're gonna get from her. Sometimes she's hot, sometimes she's cool. But definitely Ashola and TPN and with Ajibadi, I think the speed in this team, with the speed and the strength, will give Canada all what they're looking for, and they are not going to back off. They are not going to back off of Canada. I
No,
honestly don't believe so because I
I don't
saw
think
them
they should
go
either.
at. No, but I'm saying, why you think that they're gonna have a system? They worked on that system to go at everybody, which is United States, which is one of the best teams in the world, if not the best team. Obviously, we know that they have some changes, but
Mhm.
so why you think that they're gonna go draw scared? Is it that because it's a tournament?
It's a tournament, yes, and the thing that Canada is good in these type of tournaments. I'd say shorter ones, aka the Olympics. I think Canada is better in these in these types of tournaments because at least they know their defensive structure is there. What that causes is before where you would just say, yeah, at Sinclair is only 29. We can rely on her to run the offense through her. And then next year you say, well, okay, she's 33. Now she's what? She's 37. She's 40. You can't run everything through her. And I think that's the big question outside of okay injuries is where are they scoring goals from, right? Heidima's looked good in her season at her club recently, so that's good. Leon's barely played. Sinclair's
Mm-hmm.
looked good, but you're not going to play her for 90. Are you then going to say, okay, Fleming and Grosso, the midfielders, that's where it's going to come from? I could see, and I say this honestly, I could see Canada winning just based off of set pieces because they have players like Gilles and Buchanan who come in for set pieces, and those players are fearless attacking the ball on set pieces, corners, things like that. Don't be surprised if at the end of the group stage, you have two center backs who are leading Canada in goals because that's just the reality of until someone steps up and plays and is able to start bagging goals. That's the question always for Canada. Where is the production coming from?
Okay. For me, I think Nigeria have some hope. Just go out there and play
Mm,
football. Canada is not in the best shape going into this tournament, as what African says. Injury, lack of game time, and a lot of things going on with them. And I do believe that Sinclair is getting older, and I think this tournament might slightly show her age in it. And I think Ashola should come out and really pounce on those opportunities because Nigeria creates opportunities one of the highest clip in any team. You get
mhm.
me? So they have to just go out there and create their opportunities and be fearless. And I strongly believe that you can see the second upset coming tonight. Sorry, Africans, but
Okay.
I am I on the draw, I'm gonna go for a 2-2 draw,
Okay.
A 2-2 draw, But I don't see I don't think it's impossible for Nigeria to beat Canada based on what Canada in. The
No.
full-fledged Canada team that I saw maybe a year ago running, I think they have the edge over Nigeria. But this coming in now and me doing the research on it, I think we might see a closer game because of what's going on with them now. That's what I'm gonna go with, and I'm gonna go 2-2 Nigeria
Mhm.
Canada.
I would say if you're going 2-2, JD, like I know I gave you like if they play them straight up, I think ultimately the game ends probably 2-1 for Canada.
Okay, 2-1 Canada from Africans. Yes, 2-1. So Canada wins by Africans. So people, give me your take in the comment section. Because we have to move on to the rest of the teams, talk about some of the players. Africans, give me your three key players, what you're looking out for in this tournament for Canada and the other teams,
Okay.
Nigeria as well.
Okay, so for Canada specifically, I'm going to look for, I've already mentioned her, Jessie Fleming. I think she's the engine of this team. They go as far as she goes. They, I think she gets everything started for them. So Fleming's the most important player, I think, for the squad. It's there. The second player is going to be, I think, a player who ultimately leads this team in goals in the group stages, Vanessa Gilles. I think Vanessa Gilles, the center back, is good defensively. She good in the air, aerially, fearless attacking set pieces. And again, so I think if you get a set piece, she's coming up and just look for 14. She's barreling towards the ball and it's going to be on frame. That's player number two. I think when it comes to three, I'm going to say a group, and it's going to be the wingers between Leon, Chloe Lacasse, who has pace, Deanne Rose, and Nichelle Prince. If they get good if they get good production and good width from them, I think it opens up a lot for Sinclair to where she doesn't have to lead the line anymore, where she can come in as that secondary run in. And I think her in that space, she can really take advantage of it. That's what she's been doing at Portland this year. And I think if you get that good width, I think that provides more for those midfielders filling those gaps and getting some shots onto the frame. And I think that's where you can get some good quality chances coming through. So I think those are my three: Vanessa Gilles,
Okay.
Jessie Fleming, and then the wingers as a whole.
All right. So Ashola thinks she's gonna do good
Mhm.
in this tournament. I think this tournament will be a breakout for Alozi, right back Alozi. I think our
Yes.
overlapping runs and our delivery is very good. And I think
Mhm.
Ashola and Alozi will be two of the main personnels here. TPN know what to expect from our Ajibadi. She has not been the best coming in, which is one of their best players. So we expect more from her. And Demi Hen. So Demi Hen, Ajibadi. No, Demi Hen, Ashola and Alozi, those are the three I am going with. I think
Yes.
they are going to really shock people. This Nigerian team, I think they are much better than for instance, Jamaica defeated Nigeria. I do believe that they have progressed further than Jamaica in the time. When, I don't know if it's because of the problems that we have in the federation, what stopped us from doing better than Nigeria. But I look at Nigeria team and I think they have progressed further than the Jamaican team.
Mhm.
And the Jamaica defeated them before, but I don't know if it is coach and the plans and whatever they have worked on, and
Mhm.
maybe that's the situation because they had a longer time with the same coach. So maybe that's the situation. But they have looked like they have reached a further in their development, and I'm struggling to understand because we have similar players, like we have the same forward line as before. We have the same centre back pairing. Obviously, we chopped and changed in midfield. Yeah, but that's the whole thing. Let me get some
Mhm.
more comments. Bless up yourself, DNA. Thanks for being here. Canada is for winter sports. Oh my God. Canada is a
Yes,
good
game.
is good for 65 minutes still. Yeah, man. I still think that Canada is the favorites going into this game, but I'm just saying that Nigeria will be massively better because we have
Mhm.
watched them. Charles says Nigeria 1-0 Canada. It's going to be a tough game. All right. Canada 5-0 Nigeria. That's what
I wouldn't even
Analytical
say that,
says.
but okay.
Canada going to the semi-finals. Okay, McLegan. All right, so you give. All right. It is true. Ajibadi is not playing for this first match because she had a red card on the CAF tournament. It's possible that it could carry over. It's possible. We will check that for you. We will check that for you. It's just
Mhm.
because they put it on the thing here, but we will check it for you. Don't worry yourself. We will get it for you. Um, Ayinde and Aji Bade will not play for the first match. All right, but I never had them on my three. I never had them on my
Mhm.
three. Ebi should not start for Nigeria. Anamoni Ebi should not start for Nigeria. Okay, all right, fair enough, fair enough. All right, so give me some predictions if you're rewatching the video. All right,
Mm,
CBK, bless up yourself. Thanks for being here. TEDxter, massive respect. Warren Webster and Benjamin says, all right, you said that already. So let
yeah.
me move on to the rest of the games, people. All right, but later we are going to have the stream, so don't worry. We will have the games for you. Okay, so
Indeed.
everything will come off the way you want it because I'm telling you, you have some quality games coming up. All right, so that one is going to be tight. So Philippines, Switzerland, is that straightforward for you? I think it is.
I think it is straightforward, and that makes the match day 2 for Group A. Norway plays Switzerland. So Norway, if they're not careful, that's what I would say, they could be on the edge, if not out.
They could be out by the next round.
That loss is big because now you're playing Switzerland's not a walkover team. Switzerland's a quality side. So man, this
I think Switzerland
vibes.
will beat Philippines comfortable, maybe a 3-0.
I
I'm going for a
agree.
3-0.
Yeah, I think the thing with this tournament, JD, as before we keep going, I think there's maybe 3 or 4 teams who aren't, who I'd say are clearly, and I say like, and they're probably all the debutants, but like 3 or 4 teams that you'd say, yeah, I don't see how they'll do, but we'll see. Outside of that, the other 28 teams, I think any results, they're all in for tough games, in my opinion. I think Philippines might be one of those quote unquote soft teams because they're debuting. Don't discard them. They are a good team. They have some solid talent from the US coming, solid talent from their team. But I think in this setup, I think this is a game where maybe Switzerland wins this a comfortable 2-0.
All right, so I'm saying 2-0, 3-0, 2-0 and 3-0. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section as to Philippines, Switzerland. I think it's going to be easy. It's going to be a good game for the Switzerland team. Not saying it's
Yes.
an easy game because 3-0 is still not always easy, could be difficult. So we will know more about the Philippine team.
Yes.
And let me move on to the next one now. We have because we're going through all of week one. All right.
Okay.
Yes. So that's what we're doing now. So we have Spain, Costa Rica.
I think, see, the Spanish team is interesting because, I mean, the interesting story coming into this World Cup is women's national teams fighting with federation. Tell me about if no one else is there. I feel like it's everyone. But with the Spain team, they've added some of the players who had left the team before. So how does that now look? I still think that's more quality than they'll need to beat a team like Costa Rica. Don't sleep on Rocky Rodriguez. She will definitely get something going for that team. But I feel that the Spanish team should have enough to get this done in like in a 3-1 type of a game, right? Where maybe you get a set piece from Costa Rica, Las Ticas they're living life, and then Spain. Alexia Putellas just says, "Yes, I'm back. By the way, I'm still the best player in the world," and does Alexia Putellas things.
Because I'm right, my predictions,
Mm.
Africans, I am completely opposite. Yes, I know they have
Okay.
their problems. I know they have their problems. Costa Rica will get a beating from Spain. I'm very
A,
sorry.
a
A
beating.
beating.
Okay.
They are going to get a beating.
Mm.
All right. Yes. So let me put my Nigeria, Canada, 2-2, 2-2. Then I had Philippines, 3-0 lost, 3-0, 3-0 to Switzerland,
Mm.
and Spain, Costa Rica. I think it's going to be clear. It's going to be 4 or 5-0. I think we are
Mm.
disrespecting their level of football and how they can be composed. All right. So
Yeah.
I'm saying 4-0, 4-0 to Spain. I think, even though I respect Costa Rica, I think Spain is on a different level. They are going to beat the
Yeah.
bricks of Costa Rica because they have to start off well to make sure they win this game and put
Mm.
themselves in a good position because you don't want to struggle to go down to 1-0 and then know you have other teams that can strategize against you. So you have to make sure you come out strong. And Spain is one of those teams that have their heads screwed on. Yeah.
They are. Esther Gonzalez, the striker, I know for Spain, and the young player, the young Spanish
Okay.
player. She's on that squad too.
Yes, man. I
You
know.
know
I
who
know.
I'm
I know.
talking about. I'm
Yes.
forgetting the
Yes.
name,
Yes.
but
Yes.
she's there. She's there too. So I like that. What they have going on. Paraleo, yeah, she's coming in. She's coming in hot for this, but that front line is going to be deadly for Spain. I just wonder. I know that again. I'm seeing some comments. I know they beat the U.S. with their main team, but you still, if I don't like my boss, that thing is still there.
Africans, the boss does not matter today.
Oh, it doesn't
It
matter. It may
is
not matter, JD. It
the
may not
World
matter
Cup.
that day. It may not matter that day, and I know it's the World Cup, but at some point that's there. I think it's. I think ultimately that stops them from reaching their goal. But remember, JD, last year I said this team is winning the World Cup. I said last year
Yes.
this team is winning the World Cup. I don't know if they can get it done. If they do, it'll be in spite of their feelings versus because of a collective unit. But this team is still talented enough to reach this final, and I'm not backing off that notion of this team winning the World Cup.
All right. So, week one. Week one. I think it's going to be easy. For them, they are a talented bunch, and I think they want to three-peat, which is winning all ladies competition in the same year. All right. Yes, and I think they have a strong shot to do it. Danica says 3-0 Switzerland, 4-0 Spain. Island Card, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. Said, big up JD. Who are you rooting for in the Women World Cup? And who do you think will be the dark horse? We're going to always root for Jamaica, man. You don't hear.
Who's we?
Not Africans, not you Africans. I know you're rooting for Canada. Well, I'm
Hey,
actually rooting for Jamaica as
hey,
well. So I'm rooting for Jamaica, Nigeria, and Haiti, which
hey!
you know
Shout out to
that.
Tiffany Cameron from Brampton, yo. Shout out to Tiffany Cameron.
Dan Bass, it's hard to root against Jamaica 1,000%. 1,000 when you look at the field and the individuals named,
Yeah.
yes, it passes football, you know. Our Nigeria said Nigeria. Dan Bass says 3-1. So he has Canada getting a beating. Jason have Canada getting a beating, but he has to select now giving a beating to Costa Rica, but have to select one of my predictions. Then said that he says the same thing as me. Spain going to dog walk over Costa Rica 7-0. Oh my God! Highland car comes back. Swiss 2, Philippines none. All right, Swiss 6-0. Oh God. All right, that would be a statement. Africans need to remember Spain beat USA without their best players. All right, but USA had some of their best players off as well too. Let me stop act like that it was not a thing. You get me? Remember, so they were trying with Thompson and those girls as well, on that same tour. You get me? And they went to England and England robbed them in the game. Offside calls that are not offsides just to make
J-
hype England. Let me
Hey,
not
J-
let me let me
JD,
let me let me not
JD,
let me
JD,
remain professional. Let me remain
JD,
professional.
Peter Crouch isn't in this tournament. No one's going to take your money. Just let it go, JD. No one's
Let me
there,
remain
okay? Ellen White's not on this team, JD.
let me
It's
let me
okay.
remain,
It's
let me
Alicia
remain
Russo.
professional.
Russo is
Let,
here, JD. She'll
let me remain
finish.
let me remain professional. All right? Yes. Let me remain professional. Nigeria will shock the world just like Morocco men shock the world in the Men World Cup.
I
All
mean, they are
right?
the group to do it. Technically
Costa Rica
speaking,
is
they
not
are.
all that, so they will finish last in their group. And
Okay.
Island card, that is tough to say, The last time I saw we and Costa Rica go at it. Remember that was a game for us to qualify, right? Remember that was a final game for us to qualify to to play Canada for the thingy. And they played good. They played good football. They created a lot of problems. Created a lot of problems. So they are not that bad. It's just the level that Spain is at. And that's the difference. Spain 4-0. Zambia will also shock everybody. France didn't like their boss and they did well for a long time. Yes, all right. So let me move on to the next one now. We have
What?
USA versus Vietnam.
JD. Okay, we can skip this one. I think USA. I think Sophia Smith has 3. I think Trinity Rodman has 3. I think Mallory Swanson gets 3. Who have I missing? I think Alex Morgan's gets 2 just for vibes. I don't see this game as close, JD. I think this rivals their game against Thailand last World Cup. where it was just, how many goals do you have to celebrate? The answer is all of them. I don't see this close. This is the game where I say, yeah.
Over eight goals. I'm giving them over 8 goals.
Respectfully, I'll say 6, but I'm
Over
with the
six
8.
goals. All right,
Yes,
let
yes.
me put it down to 6. Over 6 goals, just to be correct.
Mhm.
Yes, but I think it's going to be a beating. You understand me? And they're gonna put a beating down because I heard them and they're talking about money and they're saying that they deserve the same as the men's because they are doing their thing and everything, and the confidence oozing out of them to come and do the three-peat, as in winning 3 World Cups. I think they're gonna put a beating down on Vietnam. I'm very sorry, but they are going to put a beating down. So I'm putting over 6 goals right there. All right, let me get the rest of the comments to see if the comments agreed with us. I'm so behind Zambia. Don't worry yourself. Zambia getting its turn every week. Guys, make sure to come. Every week we are going to come with the next round and we're going to be doing all of our team's games. All right? So don't worry yourself. We are going to make sure we put out as much ladies contents. Even if it's me and Africans alone here, we're going to be putting out the contents. Canada and Jamaica. Okay. USA shall win and again easy. All right. What happened to Cameroon? Clearly, they are not here. Nigeria 2-1, Philippines 3-0, Spain 2-0 over Costa Rica. Boy, those are some nice close results, you know. Costa Rica game was the third place match, JD. Thank you. Yes, it was the third place for the Canada game. That's what I said for the Olympics thingy. The Olympics rival, right? Like if you get the third spot, you're gonna face Canada that finished second for the Olympic placing. Remember that?
Yeah, yeah, that's yeah.
Yes, so I
I
was
think they
right.
missed. I think they just missed something. They thought they were saying to talk to play for like the semis or something. But yeah, the
Yeah,
third
yeah, yeah.
place.
No, I was,
Everyone
I
is
was
right
talking.
here.
Yes,
Everyone
I
is
know
right
what,
here. Yeah.
Fabian. I know what I was talking about, Big Boss. Yes. Danica Knight says 30-0. All right, Jesus God. Jamaica will shock the world. My heart is speaking, but we have not gone on Jamaica's yet. Just wait. Keep your heart out of your hands and let me go through the rest of the teams. All right. USA 12-0. Easy match. Jonathan Wagner said USA 6. Oh my God. There is no results below 6 Africans.
I
Um,
agree.
no, no have any faith in Vietnam. No, nobody has faith in Vietnam. Very sorry. So Vietnam, if you're watching this, take it as motivation. Go out there and fight hard against the super Americans. But I think you're gonna get a super beating, and that is just the reality. You know, they need some respect to put on their names. They have lost a lot of big matches. Yes. GS said USA 9-0. Dan says Nigeria will top their group. Dan Bass, hold on. We're gonna get to that part, Big Boss. Give other countries your respect. USA will remind Vietnam. Oh God, let me not read that.
Yeah, let's
You're
not do
so
that.
you're so distasteful.
Let's not do
Yeah.
that.
How can I watch the game? Chucks, we're gonna get that for you. Normally we provide the game in the Discord, so somebody will be streaming it and we provide it in the Discord. All right, but I will get a stable way, or we can watch the game. All right, so don't worry yourself. Later, once I set the stream, we will be back. So don't worry. I'm putting my money on Vietnam, 99 cents. That's all. Yes, I believe me, because you ain't getting that 99 cents back at all. I think that's another clear cut game that can't go the other way unless 4 red cards up until United States. Yes, it can't work. USA 6, Vietnam 2. Boy, Dan Bass, I think you need to put
Vietnam
some
gets
respect on.
2. I get with fresh with fresh
Dan,
Trinity off the bench, just fresh Trinity just off the bench.
it won't happen, Dan Boss. Don't waste your money on that. It's not going to happen. All right, so over 6. Then we have Zambia, Japan. Zambia root up some trees against Germany. Even though Germany slight had better opportunities, Zambia still won the game. You get me?
Yeah.
Yes. So Zambia versus Japan. Oh, we see our next. I would class it as an upset as well because Japan is one of the top teams. So, would you class it as an upset or not?
I would class it as an upset if Zambia beat Japan. I think Zambia in this tournament is my team for vibes. Like they're just going to be a fun team to watch. I don't expect them to win all their games, but I think it's going to be a fun. I think they had a tough group, unfortunately, but I think this group, if you're going to try to pull anything, they drew China at the Olympics 4-4, and this is with other players that aren't there. I know the big name is Barbara Banda. Like everyone's talking about Barbara, she's the name that's doing everything. But don't sleep on Rachel. Rachel, who's playing at Madrid, she is a very nice player, and I think between the two of them, it's going to be a tight game. I can see this being like a 4-3, a 4-2 type of a game where maybe it's close, but then Japan gets one put away at the end. But to an earlier comment, if there's a team just for vibes, not the same way, because Morocco and the men, they played solid defensively and they got it done. Zambia isn't that team. But if there's a team that's just going to say, you know what? We're going to score goals, and we hope we score more than we let in, and they get to like the quarters with that, it would be Zambia. Zambia is that team.
All right, so I'm gonna agree with you guys. I'm gonna go 2-1, Japan. So Japan gets the win here for me. All right. Japan pass and move them to debt and win 3-1. All right. Sorry to Zambia. Okay. Damien said, JD, the Reggae Girls progress slowed down due to coaching drama and the JFF drama. I would agree with that. I would agree that is in relation to the Nigeria progression and Jamaica slowed down. Yes, I would agree with that as well. 100%. All right. So England 80.
Yeah.
England 80.
Yo, Corventina, I love you. Je t'aime. Yo, les guerriers femmes, je t'aime.
I
but
don't.
like,
you see the hype that we came out with England.
Listen.
You think it's still there?
Listen. They have fresh Lauren James off the bench, JD. Fresh Lauren James.
I'm just a big hater of England. I'm just a big hater of England.
Here's the thing, though. We've watched Haiti through their qualifiers. We watched them through Concacaf.
And I've watched England as well.
You have? Oh, yes, JD. You wanted to be sure if you were going to make money off of them. I understand. Again, there's no Peter Crouch and Ellen White aren't on this team, JD. It's okay. Forgive them. Move on. But no, I think the one thing that I feel holds Haiti back is that it's not that they don't create opportunities. They create so many opportunities in games that they lose. But it's like, if you don't hit a post here, you don't hit a post here. Instead of it being 4-0, like the Jamaica game is a prime example of that, JD. In Concacaf.
Yes, and they moved on to it as well and did the same against Portugal and all of them. So it's true. They do create chances.
They create chances, but like they finish like who's our relative? All right. They are like they're like the Funes Mori of just a full team. Just 19 chances, and then eventually Corventina does one and gets her goal. And you can't. That's not sustainable, especially in this competition. You're not going to have 18 chances like you do in some games. You're going to have 1, 2. Now in intercontinental playoffs, Duvernay got them done. She did that in the big game. She was able to create those opportunities, put games away. But against a team like England, you're going to get maybe 2 or 3. And knowing Haiti, they'll maybe hit a post on one, and then they'll waste on the plate for another. They have to be more technical in the final third. They can move the ball. They can transition well. They have the pace. It's just once they get to that final third, there's never everything that you need for what was created. And that's the frustrating thing with this team, because they could be so much deadlier, but their finishing, it's not there.
People, remember when I came here and said to you that Cameroon will slap up Brazil, and you guys said I'm mad.
Oh, JD, don't do this. You're gonna do it. Oh, he got that look. He's got that look. He's got that look, JD. JD, I see that look. Is he going to? Duvernay? God save no queen, Duvernay?
Africans, I honestly believe that Haiti will create so much chances on England. You said it's gonna be 4 or 5 chances. I am promising you, 80 having 20 over 10 shots on England. Over 10 shots on England. I am sure that's going to happen. Just watch.
Oh,
They're
they.
going to tear up England on the white side. The only problem I have, 80 just don't possess the ball in midfield. And that is my biggest problem. Their speed transition will kill everybody they come up against in this tournament. Everybody. But I don't think they're going to hold leads. And I don't think they're going to be clinical, as what African says. And that is why I can't give them to say that they're going to get the Cameroon style, you know? I want to give them so bad, but
And that's the problem with them because I feel like, again, we've seen them against better competition and they create chances. The problem is it's for the amount and the quality chances that they create, they should. I mean, I'll call players out like Pierre Louis, Shirley Judy, those two players. I need more from them, and then Bathsheba Louis, like those guys, I need more because it can't just be okay. Duvernay puts it away, and then that's what we need. You're not. If they get, I could see them scoring against England, but
and
the amount of chances
they
that
will
England,
score. They will score. I'm telling you,
England's going
they
to
will
create
score.
chances as well. And the question is going to be, okay, England, I think, will be more clinical on
And
the
a red
day.
card coming in that game as well, too. Yes, England getting a red card in that game as well.
England. You know, when you said red card, JD, I thought you could say, and Corventina gets a red card. Like, don't do this, JD. Don't you dare wish that on anyone.
I have not seen one game that I want more. Not even Jamaica or Haiti or Nigeria game I'm more excited. No, I'm excited for that one game. That game, that is the game that I want to see, England versus Haiti. Because I'm telling you, because if they never give me one game in the tournament, I'm glad that I got it. I am not going to make any prediction for that because I think it's going to shock the world. JD, your 8 is showing. Oh, my God. Oh, God. You know, I said it's one game I want to see. All right? Just let me see the game, people. Big of yourself, Tennessee. Massive respect. All right? It's a must win for England or else. All right? All right? All right? JD, oh, you're so bad mind. Oh, my God. All right. All right. Africans, are you okay?
I'm good.
They're slaughtering me in the chat. So give me, you guys give me a prediction as to how you guys think the game will happen. Because I said that's the only game of the World Cup I wanted to see.
Just that
one. Fabian Full said, Haiti going to get destroyed, JD. Jamaica beat 84-0. England going to give them 8-0. Wow. Fabian Fuller never watched that Jamaica 80 game, so that's why out here talking madness. All right, yes. Warren said 3-1 to England. All right, yes. All right, so we get 2 predictions so far. So let me move on from the 81 before I get some other predictions. So, yeah.
Bad minding Haitian youth, JD, and English youths, JD. That's who you're bad minding now. Unbelievable.
All right, so all right, so Danica says 2 England, but I want 80 to win. The English media has been underestimated 80. Yes, man. Believe me, Danica, I truly even know, man. I don't like when CBK says 3-1. Jason said read the prediction. So why you keep on commenting and just give me back the prediction again? So I can follow it. You get me? People commenting, you know. 80 versus England will be a close match. England will win 2-1. Danica says 3-2 England. So everyone thinking that 80 will still lose, you know. Yes, I will be watching that game, you know. I will. What all if $1,000,000 and I have to lose money. I am going to be watching that game. I'm not missing it. Because I just have a feeling that you guys are right.
Yeah, if he's right, we won't hear the last of it.
Oh my God.
If he's
right, I can't concentrate for the rest of the tournament, you know. If that happens,
JD will talk about this to his grandkids. JD, your daughter will tell her daughter how the one time when Grandpa was right one time, and he never let any of us know.
I am not letting it go. Jason said 4-2 80. 4-2. 80 will create but England attack to dice them up too many times. All right. won't be close. Bad mind, Fabian Full. England win. Before
Yo,
England lose, they fix the game. I'm telling you. All right, let me move on then. Denmark, China. Denmark, China. Because I'm
yo,
telling you, all of them turning up, Worst if England score, you're going to see that video. 30 people watching me until England score. Then it reached the 400 Africans.
yo, Peniel Harder. That's what we're gonna start off with for Denmark. The player, just 30 years old, playing at by a solid player, a great target in the box, can create for her other teammates, has a solid team still. Denmark is a lot of people's dark horse outside like your big teams to do something. I'm not inclined to go against this. In order to do that, I think they probably finish second in their group and then
Mm-hmm.
move forward from there. Um, First in this group plays second in Group B. So I am watching this group very heavily. If Haiti would like to upset some teams, I'm not opposed to that for first or second. But in the event that a team that rhymes with Canada finishes in second, we'd be playing the first place team there. So watching this group very interestingly, I think Denmark though has enough to get it through. Not as familiar with this Chinese team. The only thing I've seen from them was their Olympics, and haven't seen much. Read up on them a little bit. I'm in this pick. I am going with what I'm more familiar with, which is the Danes. So I'm going to go with Denmark getting this done in a score. Let's about say 3-1.
All right, 3-1. I would agree with you. 3-1. 3-1 Denmark. All right. Guys, make sure to smash the like button, share, and subscribe. We are going to be doing the live stream later as well, and we have our short predictions so far. Still have Jamaica group and a few other groups to cover. All right. So look out for those videos coming out tomorrow because the games are going to be spread out. All right. So I can still do my grouping tomorrow. All right. So we have Denmark. Two persons said Denmark. Wagana says 3-1. Danica says 2-0 Denmark. Island Card says 3-0. And Warren says 2-2 draw. CBK said 3 upset from China over Denmark. JD, you can't analyze the other games because it's one game you're going to watch.
Yeah.
I
They're
am
not lying,
telling you,
JD. They're not lying.
Sherman, when that one game finish and if Haiti wins, I am done because I've proven my point about a few players. All right, yes. So, anyways, yes. So get me up on the likes, people, and get me up on the subscription. Remember, we're trying to get to 10,000 here. We're on 600 and something off 10,000. All right, yes. Sherman. I'm going to analyze the games. All right, yes. What's the CPT Rico? Once we get the game, it's going to be in the discard. People, when you know that once you have the game, it's going to be in the discard. All right, so don't worry yourself as to where the game is going to be shown. All right, yes. So let me move on from Denmark to Sweden, South Africa.
First of all, congrats to Bayana. The South Africans finally winning WAFCON. Always the bridesmaids, never the bride, it felt. But they finally had their moment beating Morocco in Morocco. Um, Another team that's fighting with their federation entering this World Cup. And to celebrate this, unfortunately, you have the number 3 team in the world waiting for you as your first matchup. So this is not the gift that we wanted. But I think for this group, I think Sweden still the quality all around. This is a veteran Sweden team. In theory, if you're going to just go by that, maybe you hope that some out wide you can take advantage of it from a South African perspective. But I think this Sweden team gets it done. Again, like I said earlier, there's maybe 3 or 4 teams here that are maybe we would consider pushovers. Everyone else will be tough games. And I think South Africa will make it tough for Sweden. So I'm going to go a comfortable 2-1, like a 2-1 where it's 2-0 for a lot of the game, and then South Bayana get a goal maybe like the 75th minute after pressing for a while and try to turn on the pressure, but are just too little, too late.
All right. See, I do agree. I think Sweden takes this one 2-1. I think it's going to be a close game as well. All right. Yeah. So let me move on because obviously we have gone 1 hour. So we only have one more hour to go. Thanks everyone that actually checks in. Massive, massive respect. All right. So we have, and let me get the chats first. I want to watch the ones you are not about to stream, JD. Okay. All right. No problem, sir. All right. Well, I don't know where you're going to find those. All right. Yes. You have to find the ones that I have. Sweden 3-1. Sweden 3-0. Sweden 4-1. Israel.
Anyway,
I will find somewhere that you can watch it. CPD record. Okay. Yes. I think this South African team is very interesting. I think they're the best African team. Okay. All
I
right.
don't. I actually don't, but I think that like the teams that we expected to do well underperformed. Cameroon had a terrible AFCON and couldn't show anything. Um, Nigeria underperformed again. Yes, they lost to Morocco in the semis with penalties, and that went through. And Zambia made it to the semis without their best player. So hard to really define who's the best team. But again, South Africa, they have the trophy, they have the hardware that says they're the best. So we give it to them. But I think if they played full strength, I think Nigeria gets them on another day. And I think Zambia also can take them on another day. I think South Africa might be the third best team here out of the African continent.
All right. All right. All right. All right. So let me go with because we already said that South Africa will come up short in that one. Netherlands, Portugal. A lot of you guys keep on telling me that it's not going to be close. I think we're disrespecting Portugal, guys. Portugal ain't that bad.
They are
I,
not that bad. All the Silvas. They have all the Silvas. And I think they're a good, solid tie. But I think for them, Portugal is to me feels like a team that they're on the world stage finally, but it's a different stage now, right? So I think they'll still play well, but ultimately you're playing the Netherlands, which means it's a team that can reach the finals. And unfortunately, we're going to put their male counterparts on it, or it's a team that madly underperforms. I don't think they're going to madly underperform, but again, I think Portugal versus Netherlands, Portugal will give Netherlands fits. So again, if Netherlands wins this, it's like a 1-0, 2-0, 2-1 type of affair because I don't think that team's getting blown out.
I agreed. I think Netherlands will win it. I think a little bit wider, 3-1. But I think it's going to be a competitive game nonetheless. All right, now so we have the one that all of the player, the people waiting for. All right, all right. So let's see now because you guys said I'm bad-minded and all sorts of stuff. So I want to hear the conversation. All right. Sherman says, JD, we like your fun vibe. Yeah, man, massive respect, man. No problem, no problem. It's just because I've been talking about this game a long time, and sometimes I've gotten some outrageous things correct according to the fans, and they don't give me any respect, So I'm gonna take my respect if England get beaten by 80, especially the things that we talk about. Sweden won over South Africa. So where would you rank Morocco? Mr. J, you're only interested in Morocco because you heard that Jamaica defeated them 1-0. You never saw the game, but you heard. All right? Yes, that's the only reason. All right. One thing I know, Morocco ain't better than none of the other teams. Them. That's what you want to know, Mr. J. They are not better than the other teams. Them. 1-0. All right, let me move on now. So let me get Jamaica Reggae Girlz, Jamaica versus the big bad France. According to the statistical report, Jamaica have no chance. You're not asking a simple question, Mr. Dre. You're not. You're you're just pretending.
I
So
think
Jamaica
yeah.
time now. Jamaica time. They
Um,
said we have no chance. But
well,
yesterday I looked at the squad. People said the squad don't have all sorts of people, but I like the squad. And it gave me some motivation. You know, Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if I'm just looking at the faces of the players them, to say that's giving me motivation. But it's not the strongest squad. It's not the most balanced squad, but we have good forward players to see if we can actually get some goals from it.
Jamaica will go as far as their midfield allows them to go, and that's always the conversation. You're at the World Cup. There's no hiding. There's no trying to bypass things. Teams know your strengths. Teams know your weaknesses. Now, how effective are they in stopping them? That's a different conversation. But teams know what you can do and what you can't do. And uh, Bunny Shaw meets Wendy Renard. Um, so let's just say that cancels. Let's just assume they cancel each other out. Wendy takes Bunny out of the game. Do the other 10 players, can they create enough where they can create opportunities against the France? I don't think they can. In order for it to do it, calling out player, Drew Spence, I need more from you in the midfield. If we get more, if they're able to get some more positive play from the midfield, I think they have a better shot because then you don't have to go direct. If the strategy is to go direct the bunny all the time, it's a little bit difficult and it's easier to take that out because then you could literally just say, hey, the tall Jamaican striker will put the taller French center back on her and say, we wish you the best in all things. If Jamaica's going to do anything, they need more from the rest of their squad to do it. And to me, I look primarily at the midfield. If they get anything from the midfield, they can put up a fight in this game. But if everything is just direct,
based on what I saw, I don't see our midfield played good. I'm coming from the Sheffield game straight up. We are trying to pass the ball, which I give them credit for. But if you're just trying to pass the ball as a passing team, coming into a competition, I think it might be a little bit too early for the development. But we still have some forwards, and I wanted to support them. You know, they are nice, pretty girls that's working hard for the country. So, and they stood up against the xenophobic behavior from the people I'm in charge. So I just want to support them, you know. So I am not going to give a prediction. I will leave Africans and the others to give their prediction, you know. Yes, so Africans, what you go with now? What you go with now? Be respectful. Don't say we are gonna get a beating, please.
so I can't say it, but other people can. I can't, but others
So
can.
are you seeing us getting a beating? That's what you're saying.
I don't think it'll be as close as we in some people's hearts it will be. I think it's going to be.
So all you see, you Africans, I have to call you out here. You told me all of the other games will be a little bit the
JD,
close, you know.
JD,
And then
call
all of
me
a
out.
sudden,
Call me
once
out.
it reached Jamaica, you switch back your thing and said, boy, I think
I want my 15, JD. Did I want my 15? No, and in all honesty, I think this game, I think France will pin Jamaica back more often than not, and then it's a question of if you start giving up set pieces, you have no one the size of Wendy Renard who's coming there, so there's that problem. You have the wing players who can create problems. I think this game ends 3-0.
3-0. Boy, I don't even want to look at the chat because Brando says, laugh out loud, JD, a focus on face. We doom. Oh, Lord, you know, I said other things, you know, but I just said one thing, which is right. Nice, pretty face, pretty girls.
JD, why? There's no need for that. There's no need.
I said one line, you know, but I said a million more things, you know. All right, so African says we're gonna get not a big beating, but we're gonna lose it 3-0. So please, you know.
Oh no. Oh, I'm not even.
Let we not go to the Canada. Let we
No,
just
it's
make
okay.
Africans have a peaceful conversation.
No, JD, this is peaceful.
Nigeria coming in. You know. Nigeria come. Are you
tonight? You're Infantino tonight, JD. Tonight, I am Nigerian, and then when it's time to be Jamaican, it's like I support everyone in the world. I think they'll do well. JD, in your words, say it with your chest. With your chest.
All right. So the man them have no tell us, he said, I don't think we will get beat 3-0. Can't see Jamaica beating this French team. Okay, so We are saying that we're not getting beaten 3-0. So we say we're gonna lose, Africans. So everybody's saying that we're gonna lose, But they say we're not gonna get any beat up. So yeah, I think they are agreeing with you that we're gonna lose. Omar Fowling, he says we're gonna get beat up even worse. Only one person says we are gonna win the game. Danica Knight says I'm speaking from the heart. Everybody have sense, Everybody have
Yeah.
sense before Jamaica prediction, That's what I love about these channels, Everybody starts speak from their toenail, Satan from his toenail, from my heart, from my foot.
Yo, Jay, I can't with this. I can't with
we,
this.
we, we can't be
So
really we, we can't be realistic. JD said, if you don't have nothing nice to say,
throw in the compliments. That's true. That's true. Jay, well, the girls are here. They're representing us.
yes, I said the
Them
girls are
have
here
nice
represent us.
face. Um,
Yes, yes, and
so,
they
JD,
fought against the
really?
xenophobia. Yes, that
Yeah,
is
they
true.
fought
Yeah,
against xenophobia,
yes, we
but
showed that
the français,
we
le français, c'est quoi? Ouais, ouais,
Oh
je
my
pense que c'est ça.
god.
Ouais. No, but I think ultimately it's a good. This team has been there before, so they have players who play at this level. But unfortunately, playing a team in France who thinks they're one of 10 teams who think, yeah, we can make it to the finals.
Okay, so France
And
coming in to win, make the finals. That's what you're saying.
yeah,
Okay, all right then, no problem, no problem. All right, so Island Card said France is not all that. They are trash, but our coach is not good enough, so we will still lose 3-0. Oh God.
well,
So
Wendy right now has entered the
Islands.
chat and said, "Who? Where is
All
this
right.
Bunny that you refer to?" I think that'll be a great match to watch between her and Bunny going back and forth. I think that will be worth the price of admission just watching that game.
But Tennessee, we can lose 3-0 and it's not a beatdown, 3-0 is not always a beatdown because what happens if you get two first goal and they work yourself in, work hard and trying to go forward for the next goal and concede it in the 80th minutes? I wouldn't call it as a beatdown per se, but I would say that tell you what, if it's 3-0, we're going to do our post match.
So basically, anything over 3, you're not doing a post match. You're like, you know what, guys? They wore boots. They had shin pads. They ran. Them have hair. Them breathe.
Oh, you mean who is Africans rooting for, Stefan? No, must Canada. But his time is coming up tonight, and we are going to be right here. To watch that game. You understand me?
JD, it's okay. I understand.
Africa, Canada better win that game, which I'm telling the people, it's not going to be easy because it's
every
Nigerian team
possibility is
A.
on the table here.
So believe me, if he loses, he's gonna go on vacation early for the rest. Because
Okay,
you guys are
no.
gonna stalk
I'm
him.
saying this. I'm saying this now so everyone knows it.
Don't tell me you have somewhere to go,
I'm on vacation from the 28th of July to the 6th of August. I'm saying it now. So when I'm not disappearing, I am saying it's now.
I am telling you, man. France giving JA 4. Ted Exter said so. All right, JD, there was a reason I didn't want France to fire their coach. Okay, wow. From my art, 2-1. From my reality, 4-1. So you're trying to tell me that nothing changes, it's just how much more we get. Brando, at least your art could have actually said we are going to win the game. What are you evaluating the team team? What are you evaluating, the team or girls, JD?
JD, people be watching this looking for analysis of their play. Don't make me have to. Don't do this to me.
let me move on. So, you think that Jamaica not winning nothing, and the actual chat of Jamaicans saying that we're not winning nothing, And surprisingly, the man with them say, "Oh, it's a fight against Jamaica." I am the only one seems to be a little bit more upbeat. And the rest of them telling me about reality. So you see, you guys, I want you to have reality when it comes on to reggae boys. You understand me? because it looks like a lot of you guys don't like the girls. That's the why.
Mm.
Oh, no, I see. Man telling me, Brando, yes, we have to face reality. We think 2-1, but we are gonna lose 4-1. You understand me? But once a reggae boy, all right, I'm learning. I'm learning who you guys are. You get me? All of you guys have all reality now when it's the girls playing, but when it was the boys, you don't have no reality. Jason, what is your prediction, Jason? Because they always say can't bet against Jamaica. Look how freely he's going to say Jamaica losing the game. Just watch. Just watch Africans. So we're gonna call him out when we're talking about the boys' sport. All right, yes. Because I can't understand how you guys glad to say the girls losing. I am going to pull it up back. All right. Yes. So let me move on. Let me move on for now. All right. JD. No, JD. I love the girls. Okay. JD don't have reality when his players. Okay. Okay. So now burning me out now saying that. Oh, you know what? Let me move on, Africans. Let me move on. Game day
Yes.
prediction, JD. I'm going with. Brian Burke says I'm going with 5-1. 5-1. Bonnie to score against there. So Africans, he's saying we are gonna get battered, but he wants himself to feel good. So he said, "Bonnie Shaw will score."
Well, because she played there, JD, clearly, and
Oh my
yeah,
God!
it's a vibe right
All
now.
right,
Don't
all
kill
right.
me.
So girls, just go out and do your best. Just you guys just go out and do your best. We're
Represent
rooting for
the
you.
colors with
We're
pride.
rooting for you, but it's going to be tough. Because look at this: Canada, Nigeria, 9-1, and then now when you look at Jamaica, when you have Jamaica right here, 41-1, 41-1 odds. Who do you
Those are
think
good
play for
Nigeria.
Jamaica? They think nobody play for Jamaica?
Those are good. Those are good Nigeria odds for Canada. No, but I think if you look at if you go player by player, quality for quality, I mean, I think there is a yes. You have players who play in good leagues, right? Drew Spence, Rebecca Spence, all the Spences. Shout out to Leah Collins making it from U20s. But like ultimately, there's more quality on that French side, and with the professional Bond villain as their coach, they look better. Yes, they lost to Australia in their lead-up match, but look, that coach that France has, it's the same coach who, yes, he beat Argent. That's his resume. He beat Argentina and then Saudi Arabia didn't do anything else. It's the same coach who took the Zambian men team back in 2015 to to AFCON and won it. Like this man knows how to manage tournaments. He didn't do a good job of it. He did a good job, but the team wasn't able to get it done in Qatar. But he knows how to manage tournaments, and this is arguably the best team he's ever had in terms of where they're starting from. I like their chances to manage their way through.
Okay. Island Card said, JD, you think Jamaica can beat France? Come on, do better. I had never said we can. I never said we can. I just said, why is it I have to be fighting for the girls them to get some little love. JD, they are taking your reality teaching. They are seeing your light. No, okay. But they said
Okay,
I am delusional. No. All right. I think France is too fast and too skillful, especially on the wings.
but
All
but
right.
JD, are they
But
too strong though? Are they too strong?
I thought that Jamaica was the big, fast, and strong country.
I just
Period.
wanted to confirm.
So
I
I
want.
don't understand Tennessee telling us today that France is too strong when we are always the bigger and faster and stronger than everybody else. At
Yeah.
least we get that in all conversation. But today,
Indeed.
he's taking that from me. 3-1 in favor of Nigeria. Joseph, how you doing, man? Make sure to join us later as well. If Jamaica beat France, Africans can't come back. I think a lot of people won't come back as well, like Island Cart and everybody. Maybe even me as well.
Well, then how does let's have that conversation. How does Jamaica beat France?
Oh God, I don't know. I don't know.
Is it just because most of the teams, Jamaica's a team that wants to sit back against bigger teams. They will sit back and try to counter, which I think is a bit of a problem because if you're just leaving Bunny up there to create on her own, I think she needs more around her to play off of her. She's a good 9 in a team that progresses the ball well, not a team that goes direct always. So either you find yourself in a way where you're progressing always, or it turns into a Bunny scores one early. Or it's a Mexico game. Bunny scores one early, and then you defend for your lives. Except instead of the Mexi players coming at you, you have players who play in the Arcanas League One. So the only way I see them is if they win, if they score, and then they hold the line like their life depends on it. They're not winning a game. They're not winning a high-scoring game, in my opinion. They'd have to win a game that is 1, max 2-0. But that's the only way I can see them do it. They'd have to be so fluid and so solid defensively. I'm not sure that they will be able to hold up, though, for a full 90. Maybe 60, maybe 40, but not 90.
And to be honest, I am not going to disagree with you. I think what I saw from the Jamaica team, I think it might be too much from the big teams, them, especially the friendlies them that we saw. Anytime we go up against a big team, they tend to really keep the ball away from us, and we closing them down. It's too hard, you know. So I think it's gonna come up. It's gonna come up a little bit too difficult for Jamaica to stop them. To be honest, you know. Yeah. So I think they might have the edge over Jamaica at this point, you know, and Jamaica have to fight very hard to even stay in the game. We have to face reality and know that they have some tough teams here, you know. So
Yes.
if that's the case, we might be looking for a draw then. If that's the case, we might have to be looking for a draw. To be honest,
Mm.
you get me?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so I do agree. I do agree. It's gonna be tough. So let we catch up with the rest of the results then. So at least we can finish up the show. So I could get
Yep.
some sleep and then we wake up. All right. So let me do the next four or so. Argentina,
Yeah.
Italy. Oh, you look at that, big boss.
So this group, that's Group G. Group G is a low key group of life for me because outside of Sweden, South Africa, Argentina, Italy, on paper you would think it's Italy makes it through. Argentina will make that game uncomfortable. Canada played Argentina in friendlies, and they are flow of the game. No, we're just gonna take the flow out of the game type of a team. I think the winner, whoever wins the game between Italy and South Africa when they play, I think they end up finishing second in the group for Group G. So for this part, I'm gonna go with Argentina. I know Italy made it to the round of 16 last World Cup, but I think this Argentina team who also went there, they're gonna have a little bit more bite in their game, and I think that game ends in a 1-1 draw. And
One draw.
one of the more surprising results.
Okay, fair enough. I will. Let me take. I'm gonna go with it. I still think Italy will take it. I think Italy will take it. I'm gonna go with Italy. Italy taking this one. 2-1. 2-1. Italy. Germany, Morocco. Germany, Morocco. I'm gonna come and read the chat, people. I'm just
Yeah,
trying to get the watch along created for you.
yeah. So while you're doing that, Germany, Morocco, I think that's group of death, little d. Um, Germany, Morocco, I think Colombia and South Korea is that group. And yeah, that's the group. And if Morocco is in any other group, I fancy their chances because as solid as they are defensively, they can give some attacking bite. But Alex Pop, that's all you need to know. Alex Pop, that's the statement.
Yeah.
Period. That's the tweet. I think she's going to be a lot to handle. She missed the finals for the Euros, and I think this is her revenge tour to let the world know that if she was healthy, nothing's coming home in England. I think this Germany team is out to prove that they have a top league in their own country. They have top players coming from their country, and the World Cup will be theirs to decide whether they make the final or not, they will decide who gets it. So Germany is going to win this one. An uncomfortable 4-0 win.
An uncomfortable 4-0 win?
Yes.
Uncomfortable 4-0?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think yeah, they have a point to prove, because even the Zambia loss, they're gonna come out to get it right, because they had enough opportunities. I thought that they never really took advantage of those opportunities. So I think they're gonna try their best to set it right this time. And
Yep.
And they're gonna do so. I think they're gonna be so good in this game. It's gonna cause Morocco all sorts of problem, and they're gonna beat the bricks of Morocco. I think Pop gets an hat trick in this game. I think she gets a hat trick, because sometimes on her day she's just unplayable, yeah, man. So I think she gets the hat trick in this game, and she might be up for the leading goal scorer as well. We ain't talking about that as yet. So yeah, I think Germany takes this one, and then let we finish off right here. Brazil. We have a few more. Brazil.
Yeah.
So
Um,
Germany takes this one. Brazil, Panama. Good lord, I'm sorry for Panama.
yeah. Let's give Panama their flowers real quick here. Marta Cox, good player, playing well. Shout out to the youngster. The youngster. Why am I forgetting her name? The youngster who was on the U20s, who made the squad as well.
Mm-hmm.
She what?
The long range striker.
I'm going to the list. I'm going to find her in this list.
The long range striker you're talking.
Yeah, she was on the squad, and I guess I missed her. Okay, so they have Desiree Salazar, who's coming up, and then there's also she didn't make it. I thought she was crazy. I thought she was here when she made it as well. But yeah, between Cox, Riley Tanner, and that's a very good young squad. Unfortunately, they're playing Brazil, a Brazil that wants to win it for arguably their greatest woman player of all time, who is fresh off the bench with new needs. Um, so I don't know how you say large margin of victory in Portuguese, but a large that, please. I think the attacking power alone between Debinha, between Adriana, between Marta, like this team is coming, and they want to try to win this too. So I think Panama will put up a fight for like the first 7 minutes, and then after that,
First 7 minutes.
then after that, seven that come for them.
Okay, Africans is pretty much rootless today. Okay, all right. I like the honesty, though. I like the honesty. All right. So, guys, the link for the stream finished so far. All right. So we saw some big one, 0-0. Island card going for Morocco, Germany. Okay. All right. But is it then? You said Jamaica ain't good. Island card. That's what you said. But yet still, Jamaica beat Morocco 1-0. So why you think that Germany, that your class good, would draw with them? Sometimes I can't read in between island cards comments. All right, Wagner says 5-0 Germany, 4-0 Germany, uncomfortable 4-0. Is that like Jamaica versus Africans before 880? Okay, I don't I think those games don't happen, that don't happen over and over. That's like accident, freak accident. You're hitting the post every minute and those things. I don't see games like that, often. And I don't think Morocco possesses that ability to cause that impact, Brazil 6-0, 5-0. All right. Brazil 10-0 easy. My goodness. Brazil 8-0. All right. The Chavez of Panama. Okay, I don't know what he's talking about there. All right. So, anyways, let me get Colombia.
That's the game.
Oh,
You
Colombia.
chose England and Haiti for
Colombia,
your
South
hubris.
Korea.
That game, JD, I'm watching for vibes. Linda
Colombia, South
Caicedo
Korea.
is
Yeah.
going to do things. She's
You
going
think
to
so?
do
You think so?
things.
You think so?
Yes. I think that's going to be a very fun back and forth game. A nice. The thing that the South Koreans did well because they played Canada. I actually watched that game live. They played Canada right before the Gold Cup last year for the women, and they know how to muddle up and to really take out a midfield very well. And they're very technically sound. They'll turn you over, but their mid press was very good. And the question is, well, okay, how do you beat a mid press? Maybe go directly above and you go direct on it. Um, Linda Caicedo could do that well. I think she's she's not the most interesting player, but she's a player that I'm curious to see what she does now on this stage because ooh, I like it. I like it a lot.
I
And
saw them
again,
put her in the top 100 and stuff. Yeah,
yeah,
coming
I
down.
think she's
Quality player.
I think whoever wins this game finishes second in the group
All
because
right.
right between her, Usme, between Santos, I think, and then a young player like Maria Reyes, like this team, if they beat South Korea, they're finishing second in this group,
All
and
right. All right.
they're letting the they're letting Germany know that yo, we're not Zambia, but we'll make you run. So I think this Colombia side is very. This game is the game that I've circled in this for the first day of matches. That's the game I want to see.
All right, so guys, we clearly proved that we have a lot of games. So you're gonna see us around for the entire tournament. Worst off, after this, I'm gonna go on vacation. I will definitely take as much time as possible on these games. I will wake up early in the morning to catch some of these games to leave out after I'm done. Once I know that the game is like 4:30, and then I can go leave out before 8 o'clock. I am perfectly good. You know, yeah. So people, we have come to the end. All right, we have come to the end of this one. We are going to come back later. I don't know if Africans will do the watch along with me. If not, I'm going to set up my normal thing so I can have even more graphics on the screen, and I will definitely try to provide where to watch as well. I'm going to work on that in the background before we come back. What I'm going to do, I'm going to share the link for the video so you guys can go there and drop a like on that one, all right, because it helps the visibility. So even if you're not coming back later, that's how we build the shows. All right, that's how we build the shows. And before we go anywhere, Africans, can you provide me with your link for your channel so people can go there and drop a like on it as well?
I will do that. In fact, I will just give you my full link tree, JD. And if people
Okay.
want to follow me on for all the platforms, so all the social media platforms, they can find me there. But yeah, it has my Facebook, not my Facebook, but my YouTube. It has my Twitter. I do a podcast. Um, I'm debating if I want to do a podcast after every day or just have a short video for that afterwards. But all those you can find on the link tree. And so I just sent that to you. So yeah, but it's really
All right.
exciting, guys. I love talking any football we can talk. I love talking it. So I look forward to continue there. As I did say, I am disappearing from the 28th to the 6th. So maybe that means Canada loses by then and it's a well earned vacation. Or it means that I'm not around to talk about the Cinderella run of Canada all the way to the quarterfinals. Who knows? But I yeah. Jason, do I really? Do I really? But
Please don't follow Jason. Just have a good show, man. Yeah, a good show so far. Don't let him, yeah, let him stay in Jamaica. Somebody will know what to do with him in there, down there. So people, we have two links. The link three, the link that is for Africans, and then the next one is for the watch along later. I think what maybe I will still use the screen because the screen gives you the
yeah,
play-by-play action. So people that's struggling will watch a play-by-play action, and I will give my commentary, and then maybe Africans will come in the Discord as well.
yeah, I think that might work best there. Yeah.
Via that route. All right. So people, yet again, we have not hit 100 likes, but a lot of you guys came in way more than when we normally cover the men's video. So massive respect yet again. We do grateful for that, but definitely hit the like button because it helps us with the visibility. All right, do you have any final points, Africans, that you want to go over so we can
Um,
shut off the stream?
yeah, the game coming up tonight. Nigeria versus Canada. It's going to be a very tight game. I think both teams are familiar with themselves in that sense. I still think Canada gets it over the board. Probably like a tight 2-1 game. Goals off set pieces, because apparently we don't score an open play. So goals off set pieces, I think, is where they'll come from. And I think Oshuala will have many moments. I think she'll create at least 3 prime scoring opportunities. She'll have an individual run where she scores, and Nigeria will be invigorated by that. But I think ultimately Canada's defensive solidity wins out over the offensive talent and output that Nigeria does have. So 2-1 is the prediction I'm putting out.
All right, guys, and I'm going with 2-2. Leave your prediction under the video. And remember, every round we are going to return back with a podcast like this. In between, we are going to have shorter videos and we are going to have actual watch alongs as well. So thanks for passing through the podcast. Massive respect and take care.
Yes.
Jason, thanks that you're alive and back in your land. Peace out.